Hey, Justin Dyson here at Dyson Apiaries. Quick video today. I found a hive the other day that was queenless, and it's pretty obviously queenless because they have emergency queen cells. And I'm going to kind of show you what needs to be done in order to properly install a queen in a hive like this. We can't just put a queen in there and expect her to make it, with queen cells. So we're going to have to go through this hive pretty extensively and make sure that there are no queen cells remaining before we put this new queen in. So one really good indicator about a hive being queenless is they are very buzzy. They're roaring, as I say. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the bees on top are fanning, and they got their scent glands open, nested off glands open, and they're upset in general. That's one of the indicators that a hive is queenless. Now, I already know that this hive is queenless because I went in them yesterday and I saw that they had some emergency queen cells. I matched a few of those emergency queen cells, but I need to be sure that I got all of those queen cells, because if the hive has one queen cell, they would not accept any queen that we introduce to that hive. They're going to accept their own queen. So we have to be absolutely sure that we get them all. So what we're going to do is, ideally we would have another box setting here. We would remove this hive and then we would set a new hive in its place, and we're going to shake through these bees. I'm just going to remove the frames and then shake them back in. Now, the reason I'm shaking through these bees is it's really difficult to see all of those emergency queen cells. They can hide those really well, so we need to get the bees out of the way. It's a warm day today, so we need to get the bees out of the way so that we can verify that all of those emergency cells are gone. So we'll get started on that right now. Now, one important thing to note, if we were concerned that there may be a virgin queen in this colony, what we could do is remove this hive, put a new hive in its place, and put a queen drone trap on the front, and then shake through all of these bees. And when we do that, that queen will get trapped on the outside, and then we know, and then we'll be able to find her on the outside. With this particular situation, I'm going to be able to shake through these bees without removing all the frames first and then putting them back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this inner cover down right here, just as kind of a climbing board for the bees so they can get in a little quicker. And I'm going to start shaking through these bees. And all we're doing is looking for emergency queen cells. We see right here, right there's an emergency queen cell. If that queen cell remains, then they will not accept that queen, and that would have been hard to spot if I wouldn't have shook the bees off. This is just a queen cup. If we notice here, there's nothing in it, so we're not concerned about that, but nevertheless. I'm gonna go ahead and install this queen now. This is a JZBZ queen cage, so these are kind of nice because we don't have to remove a frame like the old Benton cages. The California cages, if you have those, they get really tight to put them on the top bars, but you can put them on your next box up between the bottom bars, and it works pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and install her. Always put her in this configuration, tilted down slightly. Sometimes if I'm a little concerned, I may put a little piece of duct tape over the queen candy there to prevent her getting out until I come back and manually release. This hive is hopeless at queenless, so I feel like they will, after removing those queen cells, they're hopeless at queenless, so I feel like they'll accept her pretty readily, so I'm going to go ahead and let them get her out. So I'm going to go ahead and install this. I'm just going to make a little space between those frames, tilt it down slightly, kind of squeeze them back up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set this box on. I'm not concerned about there being a loose virgin queen in there because none of the queen cells were torn down. So we don't have a virgin queen. But what I do need to ensure is that there are not any queen cells in this top box. So I'm going to go through that now. You know, these are honey frames, but even sometimes there may be a little queen cell stuck right on the bottom edge or something, so we still have to be careful and make sure there's nothing there. And I can see these pretty well, so I'm not going to shake these bees off. There's no queen cells there. Since I know there's no virgin queen, I'm going to go ahead and shake some of these bees right back in the colony so they can get back on that brood. Just going to take a little stick here and put it here to help the bees kind of get back up there a little quicker. They'll be back in that hive here in about 30 minutes and I'll settle back down. So what we'll do is we'll let this hive settle down. Within about 2 days that queen should be released, and then sometimes it takes her a day or two to really get back up and start laying good. What we'll do is we'll check them in about 7 days and see if she's laying. We're going to be really gentle when we go back in this colony. Just pull out a couple frames as soon as we see a few eggs. We're not going to look for the queen. If we see her, great. If we don't, fine. Just going to look for a few eggs. If we see eggs, we put them back together. We need to be really gentle. Don't use a lot of smoke, just a little whiff just to keep them calmed down. But we're going to check them then. So it's a really good indicator when you go back in your colonies after you've requeened them. When colonies get a brand new queen, a lot of times they're really quiet. So if you saw how that hive was really buzzy, they had their tails up, they were fanning. When you go back into a colony after you've put a new queen in, they will be dead silent. I see that 98% of the time. The colonies are just dead silent. They're really quiet, really still. They're not running around. So that's a good indicator when you see that. If you go back in them in 7 days and they're really stirred up, that's a really bad sign. So if you see that, best thing you can do is close that colony immediately, close them back up, because sometimes they're going after that queen. They'll start attacking that queen, so they may still accept her if you'll leave them alone and then come back and check them in another 3 or 4 days and maybe they're settled down. So guys, I appreciate you checking in, and I hope this was helpful to show you how to introduce a queen, especially in a colony that has emergency queen cells. Making sure that we get all of those queen cells cut out, because that queen will not be accepted if they have any ability to raise their own queen. So kind of how we put the cage in and that kind of thing. So let me know if you have any questions, comment, like, subscribe, share this video, and let me know what else you'd like to see. I would really appreciate it. Thank you